As prices rise at the pump, so do profits for oil and gas companies. BP announcing a bumper first quarter, reigniting calls for a windfall tax to help with the growing cost of living crisis. But the Prime Minister is resisting, concerned that easing pain today could cause problems tomorrow.
If you put a windfall tax on the energy companies, what that means is that you discourage them from making the investments that we want to see that will, in the end, keep energy prices lower for everybody.
BP's CEO, unsurprisingly, agrees. The message he's pushing, it's not just investments in renewable energy on the line.
These are profits that are then rewarding our shareholders, who, by the way, are not some faceless institutions, but pretty much anyone who has a pension or pays into a pension in the UK is affected by that.
It has been an extraordinary period for BP. It lost £19 billion after the war in Ukraine forced it to offload shares in the Russian state oil company Rosneft. But because of high oil and gas prices, underlying profits soared to £4.9 billion in the first quarter of this year, more than double the year before. The company's also promised to invest £18 billion in green and fossil fuel energy in the UK by the end of the decade. This company and others like it often point out that it was just a few years ago they were suffering record losses because of the pandemic, and that it's not reasonable to face extra taxation every time they do well. But campaigners and critics say that the fossil fuel industry simply cannot be trusted to do the right thing of its own accord, whether that's investing in clean, green energy or helping ease the financial pressures on ordinary people. That's why Labour wants to take the money now, rather than hope for it down the line.
A windfall tax only hits those profits that the oil and gas companies didn't expect to make, and therefore it doesn't affect their other investments. It's a practical way to help millions of people with their energy bills. It's Labour's proposal. The government has got no answer.
Corporate freedom versus the acute needs of millions being pushed towards fuel poverty. For the government, an uncomfortable balancing act, and possibly a moment of political peril. Hannah Thomas-Peter, Sky News in central London.